You know, I want to put a big thank you out there to the CEO of Crackle Barrel. That's Julie Masino. I was to the point of being absolutely forlorn that we had no cohesion among the political parties out there. Left to right, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever. And she was able to bring everybody back together again. And this deserves a good talk about. Hello, anyone. I'm Scott Payne. They call me the old farmer. We're on a weekend little trip here, and so I'm recording this in a hotel room. And we'll be back to post it first of the week. Okay. Julie Masino of Crackle Barrel. She basically turned the whole country against not Crackle Barrel, her. And I don't like to see that happen, but I do want to thank her because even the Democrat Party is saying it's against what should be done, what she's doing to Crackle Barrel. The problem and the reason why they're doing it is because their revenues are dropping, not because of inflation, that doesn't help any, but because not as many people are coming to eat at Crackle Barrel. And it's happening at some of the other restaurants too. And so, in her limited view, she thought it would be necessary to go through and do all these changes to Crackle Barrel. Well, in the Michigan area, how many of you remember Bill Knapp's and what happened to them? Their revenue was dropping, seriously dropping. So they booted out all the regulars that would stop off and eat at Bill Knapp's and went through and redesigned it to be ultra modern and kind of like what Masino's doing with Crackle Barrel. And now the only thing left with Bill Knapp's is some grocery stores are carrying a frozen cake or two, and that's it. The way that they worked it is quite a bit the way that Crackle Barrel was working it, the commissary style restaurant. And there's nothing wrong with it if they do it right. In other words, they have a major kitchen that prepares the hard parts of the food, and then they just heat it up and put the dressings on it, you know, a little parsley here, and floof it up and make it really good. Way beyond what could be done in their local restaurant. So Masino decided, since revenues are dropping, that people are tired of coming to the old Crackle Barrel. Well, the last time I looked over the year, and it could have been changed today, I haven't looked today, they lost 1/3 of their value in stock. And in one day, they had $100 million loss on the stock market. The problem was not the decorations. And yes, it could have used a facelifting. I think everybody would agree. Maybe a fresh coat of paint, a little bit lighter, same shade and everything, but take it up a shade or two, okay? But keep it in the same color scheme. The problem was the quality of the food. They cheapened it up. It didn't taste the way it used to taste. Last time I went to Crackle Barrel, and that was about 3 years ago, I couldn't finish my meal. It wasn't that it was prepared wrong. It was very acceptable on the presentation, and it was heated all the way through. All those things were It was the recipe that they used and the way they cheapened up the products that they were selling. And as far as I was concerned, I wouldn't have fed that stuff to a hog. Too many restaurants are going that way. And the comment of, well, the food would cost more. Well, would it cost more than what's happening now, and with all the renovating that she's doing? She needs to go right now. Just, there's the door, out, we'll send you your personals, okay? Because she's totally incompetent. And I hate to say that about someone that isn't really a public figure, but she's destroying the brand. Because if the public doesn't like it, right or wrong, they have the final no. And they don't like what you're doing, they won't go there. Look at what's happening in McDonald's. They built what look like prisons for their restaurants. I haven't stepped in one since they've done that. And I won't. It's ugly. What is needed is to set up things that make people want to come back to your store. It's all about repeat business. It isn't like buying a house. You deal with a real estate agent once and you might deal with another one if you happen to move again. But that's not usually the thing that happens. It's a one-shot deal, usually, most times. But restaurants have to have repeat business. If you don't have repeat business, you're out of business. And if they continue at Crackle Barrel the way that they're doing, they are going to be out of business. Now, a lot of people like to use a Bud Light theme for talking about it. Well, that's one example, but she's gone way beyond that. She's modernized some things, yes. Put some new dishes out on the menu that is pretty much using the same ingredients, yes. Put booths in, there's nothing wrong with that. Add a few extra things, but still keep the flavor of what it is. Make it so, gee, I didn't remember it was this bright in here. That type of stuff. Just faceless, gentle things. And you don't say anything about it, but you bring the quality back of what you were known for and what made you a chain rather than a single restaurant. Now, Crackle Barrel owns all the restaurants the last time I know. I don't think they've opened up for franchise. And I sure as heck, if they were considering it, not consider it now. Because you would just be throwing your money away. So, if I was a CEO, the brand new CEO that started within 5 minutes of coming in, because first of all, I got to find the coffee pot. Don't even need to find my office coffee pot. Cup of coffee in my hand. Sit down and send out a public release that, folks, I'm on board. Give me a couple of weeks. We're going to bring back the original Crackle Barrel. Not the ones that the adults remember now, but the Crackle Barrel that it was when it first started out. We're really going to make it good. The food, we're really going to touch the food. And yes, we're going to leave the paint inside the way it is. We're going to bring back the old stuff as much as possible, unless it's destroyed. And we're going to throw away that change in logo. You know, if she had just changed the logo, that would have been fine. Or if she had just done this, it would have been fine. But she touched the menu and the recipes. And you can tell the folks out there, folks, Food is expensive these days. We want to give you the best food and the best experience that we possibly can while you're with us. So yes, some of our prices are a little bit higher, but we're going to try to make sure that we have value meals in there too, that if you're on a tight budget, you can enjoy some of the stuff that we have. Maybe we reduce the price on the menu. 1/7 of the menu is a reduced price, and you pick 1/7. Mondays, that might be all the soups are included with a meal. On Tuesday, it might be free beverages with a meal. And yes, throw away the alcohol. That was the dumbest thing to do. Now, I don't see a problem with bringing kids into a restaurant that serves alcohol, if it's like a wine and beer place and you're adding that. I don't have a problem with that. But if you started out that way, I wouldn't switch to be adding alcohol to your menu. You think you're going to make money? No, you're going to lose money. And if you keep it up too long, you're going to be out of business. And so we're going back to the old ways, folks. That's the way to deal with it. And we're sorry. That's why you have a new CEO. Someone that understands what you want, because it's what I want. You don't put in a CEO that's foreign to your market share. You bring in a CEO that understands your market share, your bread and butter customers. And then you work on including everybody else. Okay? That's the way to do it. And say, I am sorry, and to do so, you're going to get a free cornbread with your meal. For every dinner order, free cornbread or hush puppies. Absolutely free for the next year as our apology to you. I don't care what she does. She can go away. It's the board of directors really that has to say that. And bring in someone that understands their base customers. And then work on bringing in the other people. The other groups. And I'm not saying any specific group. There should be younger, attractive type menu items that the younger crowd would like. You have to have that. But you don't throw out the baby with the bath water. And that's what too many businesses are doing. It's getting to the point where I don't like doing business with anybody but a local business that I have a long-term relationship with. 30 years for our insurance agent through 3 owners because they kept the flavor of what the other owners did and improved on it. See, that's the thing. They had something that people would stop and they knew what they were going to get. And the last time that Mrs. Old Farmer and I stopped off at Crackle Barrel, I was really under the weather and I wanted comfort food. And I got, as far as I'm concerned, garbage. Not mishandled in the kitchen. I could tell the difference. Garbage. Now, what kinds of things do you want to see with Crackle Barrel? Leave comments down below. What of the new stuff would you like to see kept, and of course, do you want the old stuff coming back, and what stuff is important to you? Instead of just saying, oh, they screwed up Crackle Barrel, let's help the board of directors fix Crackle Barrel to what it should be for the people who use Crackle Barrel and support Crackle Barrel. And then, if they promise to get rid of this lady, we'll come back. If you fix the things that we tell you needs fixing, okay? And I'm not angry at her. I'm frustrated, but I'm not angry with her. I wish her the very best. I hope she has good health. But this is the wrong place to be. It's like me wearing high heels. It just doesn't work. And she doesn't work for Crackle Barrel. Now it's time, let's tell them what will work.
Thank you for watching. And please be safe.
We'd sure appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment. You know how YouTube behaves. They won't believe you watched a video unless you leave a comment. Also, it would help if you ring the bell and do a thumbs up. As you know, if I find a good channel, I pass it on to you. So if you think it's appropriate, it would sure help if you passed us on to your closest 10,000 friends and family. But above all, give a helping hand to someone today. It's the best gift to give. It'll make you feel good too.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share, or ring the bell buttons on the Original Old Farmer channel. We enjoy reading the comments that you leave, and they do help the channel, so keep them coming. And once again, thank you for watching The Original Old Farmer.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.